pain of inflammation and the pressure-related discomfort that can radiate pain down your legs, like with sciatica. Backaid's 6-hour formula provides maximum strength over-the-counter pain relief. That's why customers consistently rate Backaid 5 stars. Get effective back pain relief. Join the thousands who have found 5-star relief with maximum strength Backaid. Pull into a Walmart or CVS now.
Here you go, what?
Backaid in a blue box in the pain relief aisle. Use as directed.
Sponsored by Alva and Co.
Eric and Gary for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. Tons of questions about the Eden Pure.
My hair's getting thin. Run it again.
Q&A. Here's a question. Does it work on any smell?
It's been damn for a long time.
Gets rid of strong odors from cooking, cigarette smoke, litter boxes, and more. Even the mildew smell from basements.
How long does it take to work? Immediately, the Thunderstorm starts working in seconds to clear a room of any odor. What about replacement filters? No, you never need them. Does the Thunderstorm Air Purifier really work? Over 350,000 Thunderstorms have been sold already with thousands of 5-star reviews online.
Here's a question we get a lot. How do I get a deal on the Eden Pure Thunderstorm? Right now, you can save $200 on 3 Thunderstorms for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com, enter the discount code REDEYE. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code REDEYE, and you get free shipping. The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is excited to once again offer our diabetes prevention program. Driving Down Diabetes is a free CDC-approved diabetes prevention program. This year-long program begins January 9th, 2023, with live webinars focusing on nutrition, movement, stress management, and sleep, while receiving encouragement and accountability. It's for those at risk for diabetes only, not for those who have already been diagnosed with diabetes. If you are an over-the-road truck driver with a valid Class A CDL and are wondering if you are at risk for diabetes, go to truckersfund.org and take the risk assessment located under the Health and Wellness tab. Driving Down Diabetes is made possible by Southern Recipe. If you have questions, email Julie at truckersfund.org. Don't let diabetes put the brakes on your career. Sign up today. Again, to sign up and get more info, go to truckersfund.org. Truckersfund.org.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin with former President Trump, who's facing a deadline later today to respond to a Justice Department request that could keep him from speaking out about new federal charges of election interference. CBS's Willie James Inman is in Washington.
They have this 5 p.m. deadline to respond to what prosecutors want. In this case, a protective order that's a little bit different than a gag order, but this protective order would be very specific and would limit what Trump could say on certain matters involving the case.
Mr. Trump blasted the criminal charges during campaign stops over the weekend and on social media. Military tensions are growing off the Alaska. The U.S. has sent Navy destroyers to the Aleutian Islands after Chinese and Russian warships were spotted patrolling international waters nearby. Republican Dan Sullivan represents the state in the U.S. Senate.
Although this was a tragic event, you're also...
This is only the second time we recall them doing this. They did one of these last year. It was a smaller task force.
2 firefighters and a helicopter pilot have been killed in a mid-air collision over Riverside County, California. CAL FIRE Southern Region Chief David Fulcher says all of the fatalities involved just one of the choppers. The other landed safely.
Although this was a tragic event, we're also thankful that it wasn't worse. The individuals in the first helicopter were able to land safely.
They were working on the flames of a wildfire near Cabazon. Police in Dauphin County, Pennsylvania say at least 3 people were killed and several injured when a charter bus from New York crashed in heavy rain. State Trooper Megan Fraser.
There were at least 50 people at the scene that needed medical attention or to help get out of the bus because the bus was overturned.
Officials say it was carrying as many as 50 passengers when it flipped on its side and slid up against a beam on southbound I-81. The last of 4 former Minneapolis police officers charged in George Floyd's murder will be sentenced today. CBS Minnesota's Derek James.
Sue Tao was found guilty on 1 count of aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter. On May 25, 2020, Tao was one of the 4 officers at the scene of Floyd's detainment. While now ex-officer Derek Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck, Tao was stopping bystanders from intervening.
Could receive 4 years. Tables and booths are mostly empty inside fast food chains.
Can I get a quarter pounder with cheese? Make that too.
Wall Street Journal says dine-in customers now represent less than 10% of visits, compared to about a quarter of all sales pre-pandemic. Franchisees are reportedly pushing back against company orders to spruce things up inside. Dow futures are up 42. This is CBS News.
Hire with minimal effort and max speed with Indeed. Their hiring solution platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Designed for curious travelers. Viking offers all-inclusive voyages on all 7 continents, with no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com.
Long summer days call for extra hands. Hire fast with Indeed. Their hiring solution helps attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
You don't have to live in Britain to get what the New York Times calls the best of British telly. Stream the UK's most brilliant series only on BritBox. Unlock including Vera and Stoner. Succession's Matthew McFadden. And students are coming to more dramas like Archie, the story of Hollywood's greatest leading man, Cary Grant. Lose yourself in Britain's best entertainment, only on BritBox. Start free trial.
Australian scientists say they may have fixed the troubled Voyager 2 spacecraft, but communications expected to be lost again.
Only the Canberra Space Complex can talk with Voyager 2.
Communication has now been fully restored.
Spokesman Glenn Nagel.
So at the moment, will be business as usual.
But not for too much longer. As the craft continues, the messages will get lost.
This expectation is we'll get the last science data sometime between the year 2027 and 2029.
From then, signals will blend in with other deep space sounds. Scott Mayman for CBS News, Canberra, Australia.
Beyonce saves the day for fans at FedEx Field. The crowd was asked to shelter in place for 2 hours under covered concourses and ramps because of lightning and then rain. Singer finally appeared at about 10:30.
This morning, at least 3 people are dead, multiple injured after a charter bus crashed in Pennsylvania last night.
According to police in that area, a charter bus crashed with a passenger vehicle on Interstate 81. The bus then flipped onto its side. It had 45 to 50 passengers on board. Multiple people on the bus were killed and others taken to the hospital. So far, no word on the identity of the victims.
Back here at home, a couple in West Montgomery say they cannot convince the owner next door to them to cut down a dead tree. The tree sits in the backyard of that house on Gateway Drive. Luella Harrison says large limbs have fallen and damaged some of her property, including a fence. She says she's contacted the city, who sent a letter to the property owner directing them to cut down that tree. The property owner has been given a set number of days to respond, but she fears it will only be a matter of time before that tree completely falls down and hits one of the houses or person nearby.
What we're trying to stop now is the tree coming down on our home. We've been out here a long time, but there's no response from him. Like he just doesn't care about it. But we've had to fix that repair this about 4 times in 2 months.
Whoa. Man, cut the house down. Cut the tree down. When somebody falls on somebody's house, then you'll get right. What you say, it's what you do. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? In broadcasting. Okay, we want to do that.
Happier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dino Bites. For more than a century, AM radio has evolved to meet the needs of our community. More than 80 million.
Oh, that's right. I gotta go to the VA. Okay. Go to the VA. And if you never see.
Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress we need AM radio in cars.
Messaging batteries may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text to stop. Stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Go with your guts. Go with Dynamite. 70% of your dog's immune system is based in the gut. So, for overall health, good nutrition is vital. How can you be sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need? A diet lacking proper nutrients can present issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. Dynamite. Delicious nutrition and supplements to boost your dog's overall health. And reviews are incredible.
Poor Sam, he was a mess. Really itching. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dynamite, I started to
And if you never see.
Right now, try Dynamite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dynamite.com/radio. That's DINOGLTE.com/radio.
Happier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dino Bites.
Introducing Rich Valdez, America at Night, the podcast. Welcome to the conversation, funny, a perfect blend of news and entertainment, interviews and insights. It's really just an expose on how messed up things are. America's nighttime town hall whenever you want. It's a huge problem that deserves a lot more attention. Rich Valdez, America at Night. Follow the podcast wherever you listen.
Is the voice of the conservative millennial. The Ben Shapiro Show, Monday night at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Window River Region. Increase home value and decrease visibility.
It's too early to be on TV in the morning.
All products made in the USA with convenient management options and the industry's strongest lifetime limited warranty. Window World River Region today.
Another dangerously hot day on the way with temperatures in the upper 90s, with heat indices around 110, 115, similar to what we had yesterday. Please keep
about polio. I can tell you about head meningitis and pneumococcal meningitis, and those are vaccines that are given to all our babies at 2.6 months with boosters as toddlers. Those diseases are devastating if a baby or a toddler is infected, and or a preschool child. And I think people have lost sight of what we're trying to prevent because of
Sons Automotive,
and if we
family owned,
continue to
family
push
driven,
through
on News Radio
so I told you,
1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Your Monday kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Green. No problems on 80 or 14 coming in from Selma and 231 south side of the Sunset north out of Troy. Still carrying light traffic. You're listening to jumpstart of your college career with dual enrollment at Trenton State. Trenton State, today's college for tomorrow's world. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay. Good morning, I'm Chad Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Monday. A weekend brawl on the Montgomery Riverfront. Police have issued 4 arrest warrants. One witness told our crew it started because a pontoon boat was blocking a spot where a riverboat was trying to dock. Police still haven't said how it started or identified any suspects. Right now, investigators are reviewing all the video. The Montgomery Regional Airport will host a TSA pre-check enrollment event. It starts today and goes through Friday, August 11th. Travelers who enroll can avoid lines at quick ticket security that have to remove shoes and belts. 5-year membership will apply to the Montgomery Regional Airport and over 200 airports. And it's time to head back to class. Other kids heading back to school this week. Starting class today, Andalusia City Schools, Dallas County Schools, Pike County Schools, and out-of-city schools. Hope everyone has a great day heading back to class. News on this Monday morning. I'm Chad Davis for WSFA.
Chico's Auto Pros is now open to the public. You know Chico's has been serving the river region for over 40 years for all your collision repair needs. Now, their location on Atlanta Highway is a full auto service center, offering collision repair, auto service, and tires in one convenient location. Oil and filters, Chico's knows. Diagnostics, Chico's knows. Belts and hoses, Chico's knows. For all your automotive needs, head to the all-new Chico's Auto Pros on Atlanta Highway and experience what 5-star customer service is all about. 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Every day you breathe in thousands of tiny little germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. I'm Martin Pope, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered systems that will saline in one nostril, around the back of your nose, and out
Round the back of the nose, the do you know go.
People like Doug, a verified Navage user who writes, I had difficulty for years breathing through my nose. After using Navage, my whole breathing has changed. My sinuses don't hurt and no more stuffy nose. It's an amazing product. Unquote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart and Walgreens, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, you know, healthy life.
Find mechanic near me.
Right here, ma'am. How can I help?
Wow, no mechanic near me? Really?
What? I'm right here. Ma'am, we're a local mechanic literally right down the street. Why is she not seeing us?
Oh, here's one. It's a bit far, but hey, they got good reviews.
Hello? Can you not see us?
Nope, because your business is buried deep in the list of local results and is, well, basically invisible. Get a boost with Cumulus Boost. Get found. Get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show. Tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Sometimes you need to reset. Refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine once again, if you can. It is another day, one more, that you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. Today's daily bread is entitled A Thousand Dots of Light. Our scripture insight today comes from Ephesians 5:8-20. We started off with Ephesians 5:8 says, live as children of light. A thousand dots of light. That is our daily bread for this day, August the 7th, 2023 AD. And again, it is a day that has never been. It is also a day that once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. This day won't ever be again. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day that you don't. And more importantly, you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, August the 7th, 2023, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day. You have lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with them? Well, whatever we do, while you can, for as long as you can, reach back and give somebody else a helping hand. Bishop Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live your life, you shall always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give out if you must. Rest if you can. But you never, ever, ever give up. Because quitters never win. And while winners may lose at a thing or two, we all do, they'll never be a failure because they put one foot in front of the other. My mother said, nothing beats a failure but a try. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, whatever it is, keep moving forward. Don't ever give up. Don't ever quit. Because quitters don't win. And winners, oh, they may fail at a thing or two, but they never quit. One foot in front of the other. And somebody once said, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Good morning to you. And no matter what happens this day, remember this. It is a great day, outstanding day to be alive. 1,000 dots of light. That's our daily bread for this morning, August the 7th, 2023. We'll be back.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. The devotional for today, titled 1,000 Dots of Light, was written by Kenneth Peterson. The Dismal Canyon in northwestern Alabama attracts a number of tourists each year, many in May and June, when the gnat larvae hatch and become glowworms. At night, these glowworms cast a brilliant blue luminescence, and thousands of them together create a breathtaking light. In a way, the Apostle Paul writes about believers in Christ as glowworms. He explains in Ephesians 5 that you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. But sometimes we wonder how this little light of mine can make a difference. Paul suggests it isn't just a solo act. In Colossians chapter 1, he calls us children of light
and explains that we
Mothers,
share in
listen
the
to me.
inheritance of
There
his
are going to
holy
be some
people
things
in the
that
kingdom
go
of
on in
light.
your children's life that
Being
you
the
are not.
light in the
My mother
world
always
is
say,
a
turn the lights on.
collective
It has to be
effort, the work of the body of Christ,
You
the
know.
work of the church. Paul reinforces this with the picture of us glowworms worshiping together, speaking to one another with psalms, hymns, and songs from the Spirit. When we get discouraged, thinking our life testimony is just one little dot in a midnight culture of pitch black, we might take assurance from the Bible. We're not alone. Together, as God guides us, we make a difference and glow a brilliant light. It seems that a whole congregation of glowworms might attract a whole lot of interest. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Ephesians chapter 5, verses 8 through 20. For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Live as children of light, for the fruit of the light consists in all goodness, righteousness, and truth, and find out what pleases the Lord. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. It is shameful even to mention what the disobedient do in secret. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible, and everything that is illuminated becomes a light. This is why it is said, "Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. Do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled with the Spirit, speaking to one another with psalms, hymns, and songs from the Spirit. Sing and make music from your heart to the Lord, always giving thanks to God the Father for everything, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Let's pray. Dear Father, thank you for shining your light in and through us. Would you guard us against attitudes and behaviors that make your light difficult for others to see? Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Thanks so much for listening today. My name is Wes Ward, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Well, it's time to rise and shine, people. It's time to get up. Time to get up this morning. Don't be laying in the bed. You're wasting daylight. Is it daylight yet? I don't know. I'm in the studio, so I can't see outside. I think daylight's already out there, though. So let's get it. Let's get up. Let's get it ready to roll. Make something happen today. Don't just sit there. And now, the 82nd Airborne, that esteemed organization that I am an alumnus of. Good morning to you. We're going to jump from a big iron bird. Hook up, shuffle to the door. Count to 4. Come on now. I got a reserve by my side. Come on now. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Hey, lolly, lolly, lolly. Hey, hey. Come on now. Time to rise and shine. Hey, lolly, lolly, lolly. Hey, hey. Lolly, ho. Well, the GI grits and the GI gravy. Come on now. We're so proud we didn't join the Navy. Hey, lolly, lolly, ho. And the GI corn. Oh, yeah. We're so proud that we're airborne. Not all of y'all, just us few people. I'm just saying. Here we go. All the way. Come on now. Every day. All the way. Okay, hey, it's Monday, so we got to do PT. It's P. Somebody get the first sergeant, major, and the mayor. It's time to do PT this morning, all right? Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. So let's all right. See you guys later out in the PT field. Here we go. Here we go. Hard work. Come on now. Work. All right. Bring it up in the rear. Bring it up in the rear. Come on now. Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. Oh, yeah. Hard work. About 2:45 and go to work. Come on. Hard work. I go to work. Come on. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Come on. Oh, yeah. Motivated. Somebody tell Sergeant Elkins back there, let's get it moving. Come on. Got KP on you if you don't keep this run going. That's what they say. Come on. Hard work. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling it. Hard work. Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh, yeah. I got it. I'm moving it. Hard work. Hard work. On airplane in the early morning rain. Come on. That's what they say. Hard work. I do it for play. Come on. Woo. Hard work. Oh, yeah. Hard work. Woo. They're going to re-enlist. Hard work. Hard work. The mission is gold. Come on. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Don't worry about it. Come on. Hard work. Oh, yeah. That's right. Y'all don't know nothing about the mission. Is gold. I sat on the plane at dark 30 in the morning. That's right. With your rucksack and your stuff and your gun and all that stuff. Mission unknown. Destination unknown. But we signed up for it, didn't we? Yes, we did. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. But anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. If you, it is a great day to be alive, and if you can hear me, that means you got the wake-up call, which is great for all of us, unless you really do something to mess it up today. Now, let's pay homage to all of our armed forces: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. We got anybody else I left out? Did I get the Coast Guard? Yeah, Marine. Okay, I got them all. All right, good. But also, let's not forget our local heroes. Matter of fact, they were kind of busy Saturday afternoon, because some people down at the boat ramp decided to open up a can of whoop ass on some people down there. Tell you about all that later. Although they know about it in Indiana by now, so I'd imagine that you guys know too. Oh, and President Trump was in town. I got invited over there. I'm just telling you, my weekend was full. Mm-hmm. And good morning to the Montgomery Sanitation Department. I know you guys been catching hell lately. Y'all need to get them trucks fixed down there, okay? I'm just saying, who's in charge of the fleet down there? I heard some things. I ain't gonna go there. I've heard some things that we may need a replacement. I don't know anything about fleets or anything like that. I'm just saying. Although I used to be a truck driver in the Army, so I know a little bit about trucks. I mean, I drove the big trucks, baby, the big ones. 18-wheelers I drove. Oh, yeah. I was like 17, 18 years old. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I was in a convoy. I drove convoys. I didn't, Now, they would not dare let me get on the road by myself in a big old Army green truck. They wouldn't did it. Yeah. I was a teenager, but I did it. Oh, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. I knocked it on out the park. So let's get them trucks rolling out there. Let's get the people paid. Let's get the trash up. Although we have the best, we got one of the best sanitation departments in America. So, but everybody gets a little hiccup here and there, And stop whining on TV about it. You can always take your trash to the Saturday thing and help the brothers out. Oh, I think we got a couple of sisters down there now too. Well, that's good. Equal opportunity. And good morning to the Chief Police, Daryl Albert. Good morning to the Sheriff Department, Derek Cunningham. And good morning to the Mayor, His Honor, Stephen Reed. I am not sucking up. John, man, you're kind of early. But I'll be down there. Hold on a little bit. It'll take me a couple minutes to get there. All right. Nobody got to be that early. All righty. Now we will get to that old we will get to the thing that happened on the weekend. But I do have a guest coming at 7 o'clock out for a few minutes here, John Broadway. Gonna talk about a couple of things politically, and then we'll get to the other stuff at some point. But let's take a break and come back to our audio presentation this morning. It's a great day to be alive. Yes, it is. If you're complaining about it, something wrong with you. We'll be back.
WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Our grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Another dangerously hot day on the way with temperatures in the upper 90s, but heat indices around 110 to 115, similar to what we had yesterday. Please take it easy if you're going to be spending time outdoors today and avoid strenuous outdoor activities. Otherwise, there will be a mix of sun and clouds, and some late afternoon and evening showers and storms are possible. Additional chances for showers and storms exist all week. I think it's going to be a pretty active week overall.
That's your First Alert Forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Caution if you're heading to the Auburn area or Tuskegee at the Macon County line. We've got one lane of 85 northbound blocked due to a trailer. So keep your eyes open if you're heading in that direction. Expect some slowdown through there. That's the Macon County line, 85 northbound, one lane block. Summer's here. The Festival Plaza has it all. Stop by Bougie Nails and Spa. Sheer experience and more. Festival Plaza, Taylor and Vaughn. Colliers Managed Development. Buckle up, it's the law. From Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Last year, Loud Esports was far and away one of the best teams in the Valorant ecosystem. A large part of that success was due to Auspice, one of the best players in the world. But now, according to esports insiders, Loud and Auspice relationship is looking to be on the rocks, and it seems like the team is gearing up to part ways with the Brazilian player. However, there still may be a silver lining, with rumors that Auspice could be scouted by another major org, NRG. We'll just have to see how it all plays out.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews. But now, we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Research shows that successful ad campaigns share 8 characteristics. Radio is the only local media option that delivers all 8 of them. Radio reaches your potential customers close to the point of purchase. It provides local consumer interactions with emotional connections that build trust and credibility for your business. Radio is unskippable and quick. You get your message out in 24 to 48 hours, and radio is very affordable. That's why radio consistently gives you the highest return on investment, and it's also why it should always be your base media buy. Research also confirms that marketing campaigns generate even higher returns, starting at a 19% lift when they are on more than one platform. That's why community Communications offers a variety of effective digital solutions to enhance your base radio live. At Cumulus, we are your one-stop shop to deliver a coordinated radio and digital campaign that will get your business results. Hi, I'm Sonia Thompson, and it's my job to get your business results on News Radio 1440. To learn more about how to get started, go to newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your Business.
Hannon Systems Alabama Corporation has a job opening in Shorter, Alabama for the position of Assistant Marketing Manager. Job duties include researching market trends and staying abreast of the automotive market development to investigate and developing business opportunities for the company. The position requires a bachelor or foreign equivalent degree in business administration, marketing, or a related field, and 1 year of experience in supply chain management and procurement of raw materials and consumables purchased, as well as managed sales. Experience must include logistics, inventory, and warehouse management. In lieu of a bachelor's degree plus 1 year of experience, the employer will accept a high school diploma or foreign equivalent and 5 years of stated experience above. Apply with resume to HR 676 Alabama Drive, Shorter, Alabama 36075.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
And we are back. Okay, now I gotta run this piece by you guys. It's a great piece. If you listen to it, you will learn lots and lots of things. Okay, really, I mean that. It's really a good piece. It is called. It is a great. Hey, not that one. It is called. It is a great day to be alive. Now I gotta go down the stairs. Let a guest in. So y'all enjoy this, and I shall return uno momento, as the good Lord says the same. We'll be right back.
Never used an alarm clock. Well, every morning, my grandmother would wake up at 4:15. And at 4:16, her feet would hit the floor, usually right in front of my face. And that's what would wake me up. But I would lay there and I would pretend like I was still asleep, because me and 4:15 really didn't get along. But grandma would look at the back of my head. I could feel her staring at me, and then finally she would say, "Now, sugar, grandmama know you ain't sleep. You just must go on and get on up and get ready for school." And my grandmother was known for saying things that kind of made you a little angry because they made so much sense, and you couldn't argue with her. Parents, you know, there's things that when you become parents, you start to say to your own kids. Like my grandmother would say, "Now, son, you knew when you laid down there last night that you had to get up this morning. I don't know why every single morning you lay there and act surprised. You ought to be thankful that the Lord saw fit to wake you up this in your right mind." But what my grandmother was encouraging me to do was simply to be grateful for the opportunity. In spite of all that I had been through in my life, she just wanted to make sure that I understood the opportunity that I've been given. My life got started. It was a little rough start. I was born 2 months premature. My mother was walking up a flight of stairs, and she didn't know this at the time, but a woman she had an argument with earlier was standing above her holding a pot of boiling water. As my mom made her way up those stairs, that woman dumped that water onto my mom and sent her tumbling down the stairs into premature labor. She received third-degree burns to over 25% of her body. And when we were finally allowed to leave the hospital, as you can imagine, my mom was in a great deal of pain. Those burns just barely missed her face and covered most of the front of her body. So when we got home, she began taking a heavy sedative, pain medication, to help her recover. When she took that medication, it was very difficult for her to watch me, so I would bounce around a lot. I'd stay with my mom for a little bit, and then I'd go stay with grandma, and I'd stay with some neighbors, aunties, and then back to my mother's house. I did that for the first 3 years of my life. I was 3 years old, I was back at my mom's house, and I got into her purse, I found that medication, I swallowed everything in the bottle. When they found me, they rushed me to the hospital, and my heart would stop, and eventually I went into a coma. But because of that accident, because of that incident, the state of California, they did an investigation. And the conclusion that they came to was that it wasn't an accident. They removed me from my mother's home, and they awarded the state, and eventually I went into a foster care system. Shortly after I arrived to one of my foster homes, my foster mom, her name was Miss Alexander. Miss Alexander began locking me inside the closet at night. She'd open the closet door, she'd kick me with a stick or a strap or whatever she had. It was while I was in that foster home that I was sexually abused for the first time in my life. Oftentimes people will ask, if that has to be the worst thing that could happen to someone. I have scars on my body that you can't see. I have a burn here in my hand that she put there with an iron. But all of that pain went away. The worst thing that Mrs. Alexander would do is she would open the closet door, she'd stand over me.
Have a seat over there. Sit right here. Sit over here.
Oh, yeah. Physical kicks.
That way, give you more leg room. That's wonderful.
I believe that I would never amount to anything, just like she said. I didn't know this at the time. I found out a little bit later, but my grandmother, my hero, she had started going back and forth to court, trying to prove that she could take care of an active, handsome little boy. Lord. In California, they granted her full custody.
Elections.
And I'll never forget, I'll never forget standing on Miss Alexander's front porch.
Although what I've gathered from all these elections, all we do is give somebody else a job. my life don't really change a whole hell of a lot, no matter who gets in office.
Yeah.
After a while, at the end of the
I don't know who I'm gonna vote for yet. I hadn't listened to this guy Gilbert at all. He's got a nice webpage.
They got a nice webpage. Came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Of course, so did Ross Perot.
Yeah. Somebody gave that guy
$190,000. Oh, it was more than that. But yeah,
but one, and he had several 25,000.
Yeah.
Somebody thinks they want to get a buy a mayor.
Yeah, well, don't they all? Don't they all? I said that you don't give people money for no reason.
Yeah, until we get money out of politics, it's not going to change that much.
But the only way to do that is to give everybody equal access, equal everything, and some people just ain't worthy of it. So isn't money the way to determine how much support you get? I mean, who's behind you? I don't want to.
But I mean, have them government funded, just like you have X amount of dollars to spend. That would be so much cheaper than what we're doing now, because all you're doing is you're paying for the candidate. I mean, you're just buying a candidate.
But they're private parties, which I don't quite understand why we give them any money. They can't. I mean, why do we do the biggest lie in politics, in American politics, is that you are a Democrat or a Republican. You're not. Only if you belong to the party. Other than that, when they make policy, it's got when they reapportion all that stuff, it's got nothing to do with the voter. It's all about the party, helping the party.
Right.
And these people think that they are Democrat or Republican because they vote that way. they are so wrong. They're just so wrong. Like when I voted for this judge, they took all the votes and put them in the trash.
What judge was that?
When Sabrina Martin and Fernando Morgan ran.
Oh, yeah.
And they took my vote and put it in the trash.
Really?
And they put somebody on the ballot who never ran, but they put them on. They went out. They got rid of Sabrina Martin. He came in second. They didn't. They ignored him and brought somebody from Birmingham, put her on the ballot.
Really?
And so nobody ever voted for her to be on the ballot. Because like the former Secretary of State told me, it's their party. I said, yeah, but we pay for this. It doesn't make any difference. It's their laws. It is their bylaws that they go by. It's got nothing to do with you as a voter. So I ain't voting for a Democrat or Republican no more. I'm just not gonna do it. It's a waste of time. They have never come to me and asked me, should we put this person on the ballot? Because all you do is get to choose who they let on there.
Right.
You don't get to decide who's on there.
Well, if you think about it, that's where it is with most stuff. For example, the city council, most votes are already decided before they get in there. You know what I mean?
The meeting before the meeting.
Exactly.
That's true.
How you doing? You always call me Mr. Humphrey.
Oh, well, that's the way it goes, I guess.
He looked at me and he said, Mr. Humphrey, he says, prison doesn't have to be here.
That's the way it goes.
He says, you can get out of here. You can get paid.
I don't know if you saw one of our flyers, but you had that.
Walked out of my cell, he turned around one last time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. He says, I believe you.
So you're going to have all of the candidates, not just.
That's right. All of them is about 20 to 25, depending on who shows up.
Right.
I mean, if they said that they were going to show up, but whether they will. For example, the mayor has another meeting that night, but he said he would come right after he got through with his meeting. And our program is from 6:30 to 8:30. So we honestly don't know, number one, if he'll come, and number two, exactly what time. The same thing, I think Jen Wright's got another conflict, and there was somebody else. But anyway, most of them have committed. I bet you there's at least 20 total that's committed to come.
I know that.
But you never know till you get there at night who's actually going to show up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot more that have said they were going to come than I thought. I thought we'd be lucky to get 10 total.
It is a great day.
Well, you get to go on TV, and you get at least somebody gets to see you.
Right.
That don't know who the word is.
SFA is already running clips on it.
Yeah. So.
But what I also understand is that what my grandmother was thinking.
Especially if you're broke, you need all the free stuff you can get.
Sure.
That she can give. And she never missed an opportunity to tell anyone that would listen, especially me, it's a great day.
To be alive.
How's Mr. Jenkins doing?
He's doing fine.
I left a message for him a while back, and I think you get a call back from him.
Okay. Finish this for a second. It is a great day to be alive. Next up is the lessons of life and the word of the day. Now, the word of the day is my attempt to make sure you can tell your boss where to get off and make him like it. So you will what you'll do is you will amaze him with your vocabulary prowess, and he will never know you call him an idiot. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to pay attention to these words I give you every morning. That way, there are more than 4-letter words that can tell somebody what you think. Okay, I'm just saying you don't need to, because you know what happens if you only use 4-letter words. You know what happens? You end up in a fight like they did Sarah. Okay, you don't want to do that. Okay, you want to tell the guy he's an idiot without him knowing you call him an idiot. So that's why I'm here to help you out this morning. Word of the day and the lessons of life. Okay, lessons of life are the things you learn through living. There's no substitute for experience in life. There's no substitute in it. You turn off my fancy. People want to send me messages at this time of day. Okay, everybody wants to be on the Elkins list. Okay, I'm good with that. That's all right. All right, next up, the word of the day means to shorten by or as if being cut off. Okay, the word of the day means to be shortened by or having it cut off. The word is truncate. Now, most of you guys never heard the word truncate, but if you work with computers, the word truncate means it's bad news for you. Okay, so like if your hard drive goes bad or anything like that, and we go in and try to get your data, we'll tell you that it is truncated. Well, what that means is that you did not get the whole file. And if you don't get the whole file, guess what? You might as well not have any of the file because you won't be able to use it. So that's where truncate means, to shorten by or as if being cut off. Truncate. Also, the lesson of life today. Now, this is an interesting one because we all are going to have an opportunity to deal with this issue on this one. If you live long enough, you're going to be able to understand what I'm telling you this morning. I've often asked myself, why does the past always look better in the present? Why is that? Why is that? I mean, you're going through hell in the past. I mean, and all of a sudden now it's 40 years later. That wasn't much. You know why that is? That's why you listen to me, because I'm the smartest guy on radio. This is why. The past looks better in the present because while going through the storms of life, it is difficult to see the path. But once the clouds clear, we're thankful that we made it that far so far. That's why it looks better. It's not that it miraculously becomes better. No, going through the storm is tough. Going through the storm is tough. But the funny thing about sunshine, no matter what storm came through, when you see that sun, it always makes you feel a little bit better. The clouds have gone, at least for the time being. All right? That's it. So don't worry about the present. It will pass. All right. Anyway, today in history, things that happened on this day. The day is August the 7th. It was this day, August the 7th. It is the 219th day of the year. There are 146 days left in the year. It is on this day in 1942. The U.S. and Allied forces landed at Guadalcanal, making the start of the first major Allied offensive in the Pacific during World War II. Japanese forces abandoned the island the following February. Now, one of our greatest admirals ever been in the Navy led that call. His name is what is his name? Halsey. William Halsey. Anyway, Halsey Jr. That's him. Great guy. And you know what made him successful is that even though you got rules and regulations, he didn't go by. He used his common sense, his experience, and so I'm just telling you. But he did something on Guadalcanal when we were losing, and he went over there and said, "Listen, take your tires off. Okay, this is work to do," and he got it done with the people. Of course, with the people. Now he didn't do it all by himself. Okay, with the Marines and the Navy and stuff like that, they held that island. Okay, they held that island. So William Halsey Jr. If you ever look up him, he was the first, I believe he was the first fleet admiral. Admiral. I think that's like the 5 stars. I think that's what that is. So he's one of the first ones. But anyway, William Halsey? Yeah, that's his name. Anyway, so look him up. Anyway, you'll like the story about him. There's a movie called The Gallant Hours that you might want to check out one of these days and understand how he did it. 1789, the U.S. Department of War was established by Congress. In 1882, the famous feud between the Hatfields of West Virginia and the McCoys of Kentucky erupted in a full-scale violence. Kind of like what happened to Saturday boat ramp. I tell you, I just can't get over what I saw. My eyes couldn't believe what I was looking at. But appreciate them guys who took the movie. 1963, First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy gave birth to a boy, Patrick Bouvier Kennedy, who died 2 days later of respiratory distress syndrome. 1964, Congress passed the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, giving President Lyndon Baines Johnson powers in dealing with reported North Vietnamese attacks on U.S. forces. 1971, the Apollo 15 space mission ended successfully. It was as its command module splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. The year was 1989. A plane carrying U.S. Representative Mickey Leland, a Democrat of Texas, and 14 others disappeared over Ethiopia. The wreckage of the plane was found 6 days later, and of course, there were no survivors. 1990 is the only one of the places, I never wanted to go through the Bermuda Triangle thing. See, that's no. I'd hurt somebody. I had to fly near it one day. I didn't want to go through it because I wouldn't be here right now. I don't know what happens in the Bermuda Triangle, but something does. I don't know. At least that's what they say anyway. 1990, President George H.W. Bush ordered U.S. troops and warplanes to Saudi Arabia to guard the oil-rich desert kingdom against a possible invasion by Iraq. Wasn't possible. That's what happened. 1998, terrorist bombs at U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania killed 224 people, including 12 Americans. In 2005, ABC News anchorman Peter Jennings died at the age of 67. I think it was from cancer. 207, and that's 2 words. That's 1 word I don't want to hear. Okay? I've dealt with it enough. 2007, San Francisco's Barry Bonds hit number 756 to break. Yeah, but he was doing it on, he was taking some of that stuff. I'm just saying. That's what they said anyway. Hank Aaron's storied record with one out in the 5th inning of a game against the Washington Nationals, who won 8-6. In 2010, Elena Kagan was sworn in as the 112th Justice and 4th woman to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court. We got so caught up in this female-male thing till I don't know if we're getting the best people anymore. I know we're getting females and males. Actually, pretty soon we're gonna have somebody who used to be a male that's now a female, and he'll be confused. Hell, if he can't figure out what he is, how we know what he's gonna figure out the right law? I don't know. That's just me. That's what I'm saying. 2015, a Colorado theater shooter, James Holmes, was spared the death penalty in favor of life imprisonment after a jury in Centennial failed to agree on whether he should be executed for his murderous attacks on a packed movie premiere that left 12 people dead. Now, if I'm on that thing, yeah, that wouldn't be a hard thing for me. Although I don't really believe in the death penalty. But there are some crimes that make you want to get on it. 11 years ago, Jared Lee Lawther agreed to spend the rest of his life in prison, accepting that he went to a deadly shooting rampage at an Arizona political gathering in 2011 that left 6 people dead, 13 injured, including U.S. Representative Gabby Giffords. Well, so I guess this shooting stuff, it's been going on a while. I guess, 6 years ago, Chicago filed a lawsuit challenging the Trump administration policy on withholding public safety grants for sanctuary cities. Of course, the president then went to Ukraine. Oh, time's up. I lost it. Bye. It's good. You want a cup of water?
Yeah, I believe it will.
All right.
Wonderful. Would he come with you?
No.
The Montgomery Regional Airport will host a TSA check enrollment event starting today goes through Friday, August 11th. Travelers who enroll should avoid lines expected to get through security, not have to remove shoes and belts. 5-year membership will apply to the Montgomery Regional Airport and over 200 other airports. And it's time to head back to class. Lots of kids heading back to school this week. Starting class today in the Region City Schools, Dallas County Schools, Pike County Schools, and Allen City Schools. Hope everyone has a great day heading back to class. That's your news on this Monday morning. I'm Jeff Williams for WSFA.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin with developing news from Ukraine, where officials say they busted up a possible plot to assassinate President Volodymyr Zelensky. Correspondent Rainy Inocencio reports from Odessa.
This is coming from Ukraine security services. It released a headshot of a local Ukrainian woman gathering intelligence, as they say, for a Russian airstrike on Mykolaiv. That city is only 80 miles.
I'm always one that said America shouldn't get involved in stuff, but I got to tell you, looking at what they're doing to those people, I wouldn't mind going.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's old people, no place going to winter. And I still ain't figured out what for.
To the Aleutian Islands after an incursion by Chinese and Russian military vessels. Pentagon correspondent Kathy McCormick.
4 U.S. Navy destroyers responded to the Russian-Chinese exercise.
I thought I was either pacifist or close to it, but seeing that stuff,
almost just can't sit there. Old people just in the dead of wintertime. It's already, they're already catching hell over there.
Operating off the coast of Alaska and hold a new era of aggression led by Moscow and Beijing.
Next move is Donald Trump's after he was hit with criminal charges of election interference.
See, I didn't see you at that thing Friday night. You didn't get your tickets. I thought something left at the door there.
Did you? Yeah. Well, actually, I was invited to the chairman's.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was invited to the chairman's. Yeah. But I would have been the most insignificant. I would have been the most insignificant person there. So, of course, I'm going to contribute. Nothing. And I can't see myself giving billionaires my money.
Unfortunately, the second helicopter crash.
But hey, it's better to spend everybody else's money than your own. And that's it. But people don't give money for no reason. And the one that's in the White House now showed us that.
These two homes have been swept away in record glacial.
But John, you're a good Democrat, aren't you?
I'm not really a Democrat, but I'm damn sure not a Republican. No, I'm pretty much independent, but I usually end up voting more Democrat.
I know. You can't help it. I know. But philosophically, if the formula is right, does it really make a difference what tag is on it? In other words, if water is H2O, no matter who has the water in their hand. So we get caught up in the personalities rather than the formula. Right. And I still believe that the conservative formula for success puts us in a better position than the Democratic say we need another program thing, because another program has not helped us. All it has done is given a whole lot of people money. Okay, 14 years ago, you know they said we want high-speed internet in Black Belt. Guess what? Is it there yet? Mm-mm. The other day, last week, 2 weeks ago, the president, I'm going to send $1.4 billion to Alabama for broadband. Okay, what happened to the millions of dollars $100 million they sent down here 14 years ago? People, all they want to hear, this is the program. Even in City Hall, even down here, I heard Cornelius and them talking about, we want to do a study on broadband. What in the hell's the study for?
Yeah, you know you need it.
I mean, we need it. So the formula for accountability, now in the Republicans, we ain't 100% accountable either. But the formula for accountability is still better than just giving people money.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, the management of the program, even though you have the program set up, that doesn't mean it's going to be managed.
That's true. And all we know is there are a lot of people in there with a lot of money, and the folks who the money was supposed to be given to don't benefit a dime. Oh, we use that for the study. Okay.
Yeah.
Rowling shied away from any recent Potter appearances, including events last year celebrating the 25th anniversary.
I like all these police chiefs with their little 4 stars.
And that's the truth.
You know,
you can go to Selma, Alabama, and be a 4-star general.
You got 18 people working for you. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Everybody
And it used to be Colonel, remember?
Yeah. It used to be the big rank in the police department was Colonel.
Yeah. Sure.
Deborah Rodriguez.
They probably give you an eagle when you walk in the door.
I just don't understand it.
It's inflation, is what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Ego inflation.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was just a lowly sergeant, so what the hell? But we really ran things, so that's just. We just needed officers to sign stuff. Need y'all to sign things. That was about it. Having a great NCO is one of the best things you could ever have as an officer.
Oh, I know it. Do you have a list of the candidates here?
No.
Do you want?
Oh, you sure? That would be all right. Yeah.
That's the only one I've got. So can you make a photocopy of it?
Yeah, I think I can.
Or I get it to you after, but I just thought you might be looking. There's only 2 that are unopposed, 1 and 6, I think.
Yeah. Grimes and Aranda Mitchell.
Yeah.
Aranda Mitchell is a working kind of guy.
Is he?
He really is. He's always out there. He don't wait till a couple of weeks before the election, then get busy. The guy is always out there. He reminds me of William Green. But William Green was a Republican, and you can't run as a Republican in the black community. No matter what kind of job you're doing, they've been brainwashed.
Have you? I've never met him, but I've heard good things about him.
All right, then. Good morning, everybody. Hope today finds you well. Got a special guest. We'll get to that other stuff later on. But right now, I got a guest in the studio with me. And tell the folks who you are, sir.
I'm John Broadway from Montgomery. I've lived here about all my life.
All your life. I would say that's a shame, but I know
Yeah.
I know you've been other places, so we we good. Nobody should be here their whole life and not live at least someplace else for a little while.
Sure.
Okay.
Montgomery's the center of the world.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what they think. Anyway, so you up here today to tell us or to inform us about what?
We have a candidates forum that's going to be Thursday night, and it's sponsored by One Montgomery, which is a local community group, the League of Women Voters, the NAACP Montgomery chapter, and Faith in Action Alabama, which is a group of churches that work together. But we're having a candidates forum down at the Archives building on Thursday from 6:30 to about 8:30 to have the candidates, all the ones for mayor and for the 9 districts there, to tell us what they're about, what they're going to do, and what their vision is for the city.
Mm-hmm. Do you think these forums change anybody's mind?
I think they can do that, and I think the reason is most people feel disconnected from the city. And sitting in a room and seeing a real person answer real questions, not through a TV screen, but hearing them in the room, I think it does change perceptions of what the people are. It makes them more real. It makes it more like when you need an answer to a question, you don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call the person. Whereas if it's just somebody you see on TV and never seen them in person, you don't have a tendency to do that. You say, oh, I'm disconnected from my council person.
Do you believe there can be too many people running for a particular job?
Yes, I think they can. For example, the last national election, I believe there were 17 Republicans that ran for the Republican nomination. And that was the one that Trump finally ended up beating, but he basically just picked them off one by one. So I think that's an example where you have too many. But if you have 3 or 4, I don't think that's too many.
Yeah. I mean, and people do need a choice. But here's what I find, and you could tell me if I'm right or wrong. Everybody in this city, whether now in the municipal races, there's no such thing as party. It's just George and Jared and Roger and Robert, whoever they are, they run. But everybody adheres to a philosophical principle politically, whether they run as a Democrat or not, or as a Republican or not. Everybody has a philosophy by which the things they believe in. And do these forums have a way of introducing us to some of that philosophy or those philosophical principles that they have? Do you think they do?
I think that depends on the moderator, and it depends on the questions that are asked. And in this situation, we're going to have WSFA's moderator is Mark Bullock.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen him on the news as the anchor. And if you have someone that's skilled like that, I think it can make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what are your hopes for the city of Montgomery? What are one of the greatest attributes to John Broadway that any candidate running for mayor can have that will have you consider them?
I think the major perspective you would want in a candidate is that they listen to the people and that they feel connected to the people. Because I hear all the time, well, I don't know what my council person is doing. I don't know if the mayor is doing what he should be doing. All I can see is shooting in the neighborhood and crime and so forth. And the public schools aren't as good as they should be. But people don't feel empowered to change that. And so I think that would be the most important thing, is to have people feel that they are connected to the decision makers.
One of the things that turns me off real quick about a municipal candidate is the minute they bring up school, there is nothing that anybody in the city council, the mayor, or anybody else in this city can do about Montgomery's public schools. When they bring that up, either they don't know or they're being intellectually dishonest with the voter. Okay. And to your knowledge, is there anything do we hold any purview over Montgomery Public Schools?
No, the city doesn't. So in the narrow sense, we do not have one bit of control. But I think that's another example. Public education is another example where the community can be empowered under the best circumstances to improve the schools. If you take, for example, Mount Brook and around Birmingham, that community works together to increase their taxes for public schools because they believe in public schools. And so you have to have confidence that the money being spent is going where you want it to. So that's an example of where communities can work together. And I think that's one thing that hurts Montgomery is that we don't have a well-established community. We've got a west side and north side, south side and east side, and they don't really work together. And so there's little opportunity to make something like public education better. You've got white academies and black, schools. I think the public schools are something like 95% African American. And then you've got these white academies that were put in place right after the Brown versus Board of Education law in the early 60s. And when you've got that kind of separation that's made the situation worse and worse, then it's really hard to turn that around, Kevin.
I love to hear when people talk about that. Listen, if I could get my kid out of public school right now and send him to one of them academies, he'd be there. I know why it came about. It came about, everybody knows why it came about. But do you really believe in the year 2023 that people are keeping their kids out of public school because of color?
Yes, yes. Sadly, I think that is the case. I think it's color, and I think it's perception. So if you perceive there's a major problem in the public schools, then you tend to keep your kid out. If color is involved, that just makes it another component, another reason.
So what about black folks who want to get their kids out of public schools?
Well, I can certainly hear that. I think I would be probably in the same situation. I had a real struggle with my young people. I had 3 girls, and I had to decide whether to send them to public schools or to private schools. And it was right on the line. I mean, it was a 50-50 kind of choice. I finally decided on public schools, but it was not an easy choice. Because the other ones are pretty attractive, and they present themselves very well. The Montgomery Academy has an excellent record, less so say for Trinity and St. James, but they're all good schools.
I guess I'm just wondering how we get. I mean, we have beat this color thing big time forever. It's almost like it's the catchphrase in the South. When things don't go right, then it's because of color. I just happen to believe it's culture. I happen to believe it's culture more than color. Again, but let me digress. Every time you hear somebody running for city office, and they bring up education, just you need to see the word liar go across their forehead. Okay, there's nothing they can do about it. So we might as well move on to something else. The other day I did the state of Alabama gives you $8 billion toward education. That comes out to, I think we got 273,000 kids or somewhere near there in all of our public schools. It comes out to about $10,000 a year per child in all the public schools in Alabama. That's a lot of money, $8 billion for education. And so money's not the issue. It still doesn't seem to help us. There's been a cultural change, and no politician that's running for city council or the mayor of the city of Montgomery is going to change that paradigm. So I don't know why so the minute they bring that up, they've lost me. Now, if they say influence, hopefully you would think that the mayor could get on the phone and say, hey, what's going on over there? And at least somebody will answer his question, or you get a dial tone, whichever way it goes. But I don't like the intellectual dishonesty with people who swear up and down to do something that they cannot do.
Well, yes, I totally agree with that. I do. But I also think people can be encouraged to work together as a group and do more than they could as a bunch of individuals. So I think that's the thing. And you look at areas of the state where you do have better public schools. Look at Auburn, Opelika. You look at Birmingham area around Muscle Shoals, and you look up Huntsville, North Alabama. It's where you find the better rated type public schools. But those people work together.
Put on those headphones. I got to call it. Put on those headphones right there on top there, right there. But so you can hear, you'll be able to hear. All right. Let me see who this is. Good morning. Who's this? Morning. Yes. That was 1954. That was 1954.
Right.
Okay. And again, I didn't say it didn't happen. Mm. Well, that's but we whatever. You're entitled to your opinion. Mm.
Yes. Oh, I agree to most of that. I almost say 100% of that. Uh, but the thing about it is that race, Kevin talks about culture. It's a culture issue, not a race issue. But it's hard. It's hard to separate the two. I mean, what you've got is people that have lived separated for so long. It's a natural thing to have that perpetuated unless something changes. Now, you do have some people around the edges. That is, you have some whites that are living more in both in mixed neighborhoods, and you have some blacks that are moving more in some of that. But the bulk of the problem is still there. The bulk of the problem.
No, I just don't worry about it. I just don't worry about it. I just don't worry about it.
Right, you're privileged.
I'm not privileged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's well, I think you're exactly right.
Well, you know what? Okay, stop whining. I'll be back right after this.
Yeah. Well, to me, that is the most ridiculous thing in the world. That you could take your money, change to another school that you.
I think it's a great idea.
You think it's a great
I
idea?
think it's a great idea.
Well, I think it's going to continue to destroy.
Schools suck anyway. They suck anyway.
But
They
it's
suck.
basically wrong.
Well, my son's got to go through for 2 more years, and then I've never seen. We got guys showing up to school in dresses, this quote, this fake transgender crap. Nobody ever changed their sex in the history of mankind. We're teaching them that it's an experiment. It's a social experimentation on kids. It just no. Mm-mm. I got guys coming with earrings on and dresses on. Really? And that's not an impediment to a great education? I don't know what is. It's an embarrassment. What it
Yeah,
is.
does that have anything to do with taking the money?
Yeah, why in the hell would I want to spend money in a place where they tell you against your knowledge, against your experience, against what the good Lord created, and tell you that it's not really that at all? Why am I going to listen to a guy who tells me that a guy can turn himself into a girl? We got men going out with women's sports. What? How would you do that? If you can't figure out what your sex is, then you certainly can't figure out what math is. Chromosomes, DNA, you're trying to convince me that that's not what it is. Yeah, if I could, Trust me, if I had a little bit more money, we would not be there. We would be no way, no way.
Let's see what you're doing now. You're writing off the things that I know it's the same way, Kevin. You know, so they make it do it's hard. It's really hard.
But to try to convince people there's no such thing as logic and reason, that a male can turn himself into a female can turn herself into a male. To try to convince me, after going to biology class, to try to convince me that that is something that can happen, that's crazy. It cannot happen. And then what happens? And then you get a whole. There are some studies coming out now that's showing that all these young men and young women who try to go through this gender thing, not just now are coming. Now it is hurting them, and now after they've done it because they've been convinced that you get those female feelings. I don't know a boy that ever didn't like playing in his mom's shoes. That don't mean they want to be a girl. That means they're confused. They should be confused at 2 years old. Yeah. It just and the CRT thing. I don't have a problem with CRT being taught. My problem is what is the purpose? And I think to the 1st to the 8th grade, that junk should be out of our curriculum. But if you can't fit, but in the 9th grade, if you're 4 years of high school, if you're not smart enough or intelligent enough to understand its information about what happened, then you probably ought to be in the 9th grade. But from the 1st to the 8th grade, let us concentrate on the things that make a difference: math, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Let's make sure they can do that. But to get to this core thing, well, back in the day, okay. Then what you're going to have now is another generation coming up hating people that they do not know, and that's what I've seen.
Well, I think it relates to the lack of trust of the public education. When I was going through, there was never any talk about that sort of thing, and I don't think much of it. I don't think much of it. I don't think we got very great teachers teaching about it.
Well, the governor said there and came up with a school up in Birmingham that's strictly for LGBTQ, whatever the hell the case is. Why? Your personal, you know enough to understand your sexuality at this point. And you don't. Why are we concentrating on that? Yeah. What are we doing? Why are we spending money apart from regular education on junk like that? Listen, do that. That's for you. We're doing too many things in our schools that have nothing to do with education. All I want to know, can my son read, write, and do arithmetic? Is he functionally literate to get a job? You ought to be able to get at least some job. When you finish high school, you ought to at least be able to get a job doing something. I don't know what, but something.
Yeah.
On News Radio 1440.
All righty, our guest this morning, Mr. John Bowman. Mr. Bowman just said he came here to tell us about this Thursday. There's going to be a forum. It's going to be shepherded by WSFA, but it's also being sponsored by the League of Women Voters, Faith in Action, Montgomery County, I guess. Yeah. NAACP. It's all them folks are sponsoring it. And it's going to be held down at the archives.
Yes, archives.
Somebody's trying to shut them down.
That's the whole other story.
Yeah, that's another story. Yeah. Now let's take trouble. We haven't forgotten what happened Saturday, but this is more important at the moment. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning, Mike. Mm-hmm. Which word is that? Yeah. Okay. I can make money just by coming up with a word on that phone. Right. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. My God. All right. Good. I guess it's John Broadway. Did I get your name wrong a while ago?
I don't like you did. I'm not sure.
I just knew he was Colonel. So I don't, that was your first name for a while, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. 860-14-4 is our number. Good morning, on there. Good morning, Ed. All right, Ed. All right. All right. Appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey there. Oh, Reverend Sankey, haven't heard from you in a while. How you been doing? Yes, sir. Trying to. Well, I retired about 20, 30 years ago. Yeah. I think I did St. Jude's Church, if I remember right. We had a meeting about this. And, okay. I do. I do. Oh, yeah, I know I need to call her as a matter of fact. She's quite a lady, isn't she? Right. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. And back to the reason why John is here, okay, on this Thursday, he is going to be, are you participating in anything yet?
No, we're just putting it on. We're supporting it financially and we're supporting it and just we're not resist. Maybe it's a pay as well as this book.
Okay, and that's going to be a form, a candidate form, which is this Thursday, which is the 10th of August, from 6:30. Now on here it's got 6:30 to 8, but we're going to 6:30 to 8:30.
Probably be at least go to 8:30.
Yeah.
We have 25 teams.
Okay. And it's going to be at the Alabama Department of Arts and History, 624 Washington Avenue. The moderator, of course, is going to be Mark Bullock, WSFA anchor. But if you don't even get there, it's going to be television. It's going to be at the WSFA.com or WSFA app. Anywhere it goes, so you can watch all of these folks who want to say they represent you. They're going to be there. I see Dr. Richard Bell.
He's here when Montgomery this year.
Oh, you and one Montgomery too?
Yeah.
Well, I've never been asked.
You have.
Yeah, I know why. I'm not the Democrat. I ain't mad at you guys. Good morning. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. I sure do. It's been a long time. Great. Yeah, I sure do. I forget what you get that written. You haven't written that. Super. Yeah, I'm recording video. A lot of those meetings. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. And again, one more time, there's going to be it's going to be a Montgomery Municipal Elections candidate form, which is going to be at 6:30 to 8:30 this coming Thursday, and it's going to be located at Alabama Department of Archives and History, excuse me, 624 Washington Avenue. Moderator is going to be news anchor Mark Bullock from WSA. And if you can't make it, that's fine. You can still watch it on television or online. I think it'll be in 12.2. I believe it's going to be on television or the app rwsfa.com. So you're going to watch it. So if you can't get there, the oldest person, you want to see who's running, who wants to vie for your vote, you'll be able to do that. Let's see, Dr. Richard Bailey, one of Montgomery's part of that. Carol Mosley, legal women voters in Montgomery. What is the legal women voters? What makes them from?
What makes them prominent is they're one of the oldest organizations that educate voters. It's one part, not because any part, but they encourage people to come out, learn more about the candidates, learn more about the issues. They've been working at that. It's wonderful.
Okay. I'll take some more calls for you, then we're going to wrap this up. Good morning on air. Good morning.
Morning. I think that's an excellent question. The thing about it is, opening a forum in the month of August is a very difficult thing to do because most people are either coming into town or out of town or so forth. But the problem you recognize is correct. We did not have any idea that we would have this number of candidates that actually commit to come. I thought maybe 10 max. But your point is correct. We had to do it over again, and we knew the larger numbers would come. We would put it in, we just did not know at the time planning for that.
Appreciate it. Well, John, we got to figure it out, and I'll keep reminding folks, about what's going on this Thursday. Again, it's going to Montgomery Municipal Elections County Forum, which is this Thursday, 6:30 to 8:30, at the Alabama Department of History, which is 624 Washington Avenue. The moderator will be Martin Billis, WSFA News. Just got the news every day. Okay. Brought to you by the League of Women Voters, Faith in Action, and the County of Montgomery. So, and your speaker this month has been Mr. John Broadway. What's on one of them boards? What's on transportation board and all that stuff? Oh, back in the day. Yeah. Back in the day. No, when I got that's right. Well, John, thank you for getting up early, coming out and keeping us company for a while. So I'm gonna take a break and get you on your way, and feel free to call in if anything changes. Let me know. You can leave it. Thank you so much. No problem. We'll be back. Good. Let's talk to those people. I didn't understand what the hell they were talking. You know what I'm saying? I know. I do that every morning. Yeah. A couple very good questions about the length of it, because it is going to be 25. Yeah. But I bet you. I guess folks. I bet you good things. They're always people. Yeah, that's good. Alrighty now. Alrighty. Hey, I had that already set up last week, so I had to let the man come on and talk about this thing there. I know it's on everybody's mind. I know it's on everybody's mind. You know, I got you. I feel you. I've been feeling it the last couple of days. You know, how could such a thing happen in the city of Montgomery? Although we did make national news again, you know, but normally it's not for anything good. You know, it's not for anything good. When Montgomery makes national news, you can believe me, it's not good. But maybe they should, like, I don't know, maybe I should do something to make the national news. I think that won't get you killed. Okay then. 860-1440 number here when you call up, talk to us everyone in your mind this morning. As if I don't know something good morning. Good morning, who's this? Yes. And that's probably that's in hindsight is always 2020. I thought, but I thought that city policemen and water things didn't mix. I thought the waterways had a different policing mechanism. So you believe that if the police had been there enforcing some restricted access, then this thing wouldn't have came about. Well, also the right, but if you have a person who works for the city that tells you that you cannot park there, shouldn't that be enough? I mean, shouldn't that? Right. Hmm. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. 860-1447-48 in the morning. Okay, well, so, okay, I don't know. I think that it wouldn't have happened had those men not jumped on that guy. At least from what I can tell from the video, had they not jumped on him, I mean, it wouldn't have happened either. I mean, are we saying that we live in a society today that the police got to treat us grown people like they are kids? Come on, man. Good morning. Who's this? Who's this? Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I got to tell you, I think that was a well deserved ass whooping. To tell you the truth. So yeah, I ain't mad at the people. I mean, yeah, but now the thing that gets me is all that extracurriculatory slamming, hitting people with chairs and stuff of that nature. Some people on both sides took an opportunity to relieve their displaced aggression on another group of people, and it seemed because of color. Okay, and that part I don't understand. Yeah, 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 true, true. Yeah, I mean, obviously it was their fault, but again, though, there are a lot of extracurricular things going on in the name of protecting this guy. The initial guys who came over there and opened up became a whip buddy. I don't have a problem with that, but the surrounding people who were throwing things and hitting people and stuff like that. Again, it seemed like to me a lot of displaced aggression that was. A lot of people took the opportunity, black and white, took the opportunity to throw a punch because they just felt like throwing a punch. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I appreciate it. Good morning on there. Yes. Right. Right. It should have moved. That's true. They should have moved. Yeah. 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 That's what I saw. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. General Lee. He should have. And those guys were wrong. And I'm thinking, maybe they don't need to sell alcohol down there. Mm. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody agrees with that. That's not a that's yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I don't know who that was that jumped in. Yeah, I don't know who that was in the water that jumped in the water and then you know Yeah, 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 yeah. It's all right. I mean, well, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think anybody. Yeah, yeah. Well, it was an unfortunate accident that certainly didn't have to happen. Appreciate your call. Not an accident, but an occurrence. Good morning. Good morning. Hmm. Hmm. Mm. Mm. That's true. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, I mean, they just moved like they were asked to do, and we wouldn't be having this conversation this morning. You know, yeah, yeah, that's true. And again, I saw a lot of people out there swinging, had nothing to do with that situation, taking that, using that opportunity to do what they wanted to do anyway, and that's hit somebody. And I just think that's not a good look. But that's true. That's true. Gotta run. I appreciate it. I gotta run. We'll be back. We know how it started.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin in Ukraine, where intelligence officials say they've arrested a woman who was helping Russia with an assassination plot against President Volodymyr Zelensky. Correspondent Rainey Rosenti has our top story.
She allegedly gathered intelligence for what they call is a massive airstrike on the Mykolaiv region. This is only about 80 miles east along the Black Sea coast from where I am here in Odessa. This woman was looking for the itinerary for the president on his trip back in June, also the location of electronic warfare systems and ammunition depots.
Former President Trump has until 5 p.m. Eastern to weigh in on prosecutors' request for a protective order that would prevent him from speaking publicly about new federal charges of election tampering. Correspondent Rick Helfer from the federal court in Washington.
This weekend, he ramped up his attacks, railing against the man who was leading the grand jury investigation. Special counsel Jack Smith, deranged Jackson, who's a deranged human being. And on social media, Trump posted, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you," which prompted prosecutors to ask the judge to limit Trump's outbursts.
Pretty rigid temperatures are scorching in parts of the U.S. again. In Texas, it sent the price of electricity soaring. Correspondent from Arvia Franca.
The state runs on its own independent energy grid, and during peak usage on Sunday, costs rose to more than $2,500 a megawatt. Dallas is now on a 20-day streak of triple-digit temperatures. The city streets can add up to 20 degrees.
Now, fire sergeant says 2 helicopters were battling the flames of a small wildfire near Palestine when they collided. 2 firefighters and a pilot were killed. Fire Chief David Fulton.
Although this was a tragic event, we're also thankful that it wasn't the individuals in the helicopter who have been taken.
NTSB is investigating. State police in Pennsylvania say 3 passengers were killed when a charter bus from New York collided with another vehicle on I-81 near Harrisburg. A brand new sign up more interest rate hikes. In prepared remarks for an event in Atlanta, Federal Reserve Governor Michelle Bowman says the Fed will need to make it even more expensive to borrow money to hit its 2% inflation target. S&P futures are up 20. Dow futures are at 117. This is CBS News.
Hire with minimal effort, speed with Indeed. Your solution platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit. If you own a small to medium-sized business that has employees on payroll, you may have a free tuition refund. The employee retention credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever can. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in getting through the red tape that qualifies for this government program. Most of them are over $100,000. Even businesses that receive refunds may be eligible, and there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experiences shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Start today with a free 5-minute question at RefundsPro.com. That's RefundsPro.com.
Scientists in California say we've been able to achieve net energy gain in a fusion reaction for the second time since December.
The energy deployment comes the result of the experiment with the National Research Facility. I'm not sure breakthrough that will pave the way for advances in national defense and the future of clean power. Ethan Siegel is an astrophysicist.
You did it once great. Can you do it again? Can you do it reliably? Can you do it repeatedly? And what the National Ignition Facility proved is yes, this isn't a one-time thing.
Siegel says that fusion could be the holy grail to the world energy needs.
Yes, no.
Mark movie is sailing a pink wave straight into box office history. Hype is still alive and real. Studios estimate the film will hit a
billion in worldwide ticket sales. Kevin Elkins, CBS.
Okay, we're back. Good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. Montgomery makes national news one more time, one more again. Not for anything good, but listen. At least listen. They say it's only bad when they're not talking about you. At least they talk about Montgomery this morning across America. We appreciate that. We appreciate the publicity. It's 9 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. Good morning. Who's this? Thank you, Hoda. Good, pretty good. Right on. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. I was down there with Trump. I wasn't been voting. You know, we were. Yeah, yeah. Shouldn't have been there. Yeah, yeah. Shouldn't have been there. Yeah. But I'll tell you something. Somebody mentioned something to me a few minutes ago here up in the studio. You know, listen, we were nobody pulled it down. Yeah, right. You know, yeah, 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 yeah. I got to tell you, I just don't. No, but I do know when I heard some people complaining that Reed is responsible for this. You know, I like people's thoughts, and I don't, you know, as a mayor, any mayor, yeah, hmm, but yeah, right, right, Demar. I thought that's what happens when you have water. So I don't know the city police have anything to do with that? Mm, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. All right. Hey, appreciate it. As a matter of fact, somebody sent me a text that, where are the jail mugshots of those arrested? They only show images of them being handcuffed and photographed from the crime scene. Now I must admit, now, they do show brothers when we go down to the house down at the Who's Gal, busted lip, big eyes, and they whip them up a little bit, and and so I'm not saying let us see some of the wigs get pulled out, and we want to see how they look. That's what we want to see. We want to see how the brothers look. That's all. That's all. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Yeah. Now, I don't think think he's security. I think he works for the city though, and I guess his job is to make sure that when the boats come in, you tie them up and stuff like that. Again, I'm not sure. I just know he was a city employee. Well, yeah, yeah. He was trying to tell some folks they had to move their boat because the big boat, I guess, was coming in, and you can't park at certain places on the, you can't dock your boat certain places, and he was just doing his job. And I guess the brothers had too much to drink, too much Budweiser, too much Coke 45. Well, I'm just wait a minute. Yeah, we are. Well, you shouldn't have used it. It's not an excuse. That's absolutely. Somebody gonna sue them. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was just a sad. It was a sad state of affairs. Now I don't know how anybody. And again, I don't know who the mayor is at that particular time. I don't know how anybody could say, "Well, this was the mayor's fault." I mean, come on. No. Yeah. I thought they got a Marine police force. Yeah. Yeah. All right, appreciate it. Let's see who's next. My man here, woman, whoever it is. Good morning, on there. Yes. What you saw? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Man, of course, I guess they're gonna figure it out. Mm. Except normally when you, yeah, but normally, listen, if I would say normally if I work in a place, reasonable people, once they hear the words you cannot park there, normally reasonable people would just move. Uh, well, wait a minute, we talking about these guys right now. we talking about them guys. Well, evidently you can. Evidently you can. Because the big boats got to show up, got to dock. Well, I guess it did at some point. Well, again, you know, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I saw that. And I saw that. Yeah. Mm, mm, yeah. Yeah, I did see that. That kind of upset me a little bit. All right, appreciate it. I mean, everybody's gonna have their own perspective of what they saw and what they think they saw, whatever the case may be. Actually, we wasn't actually down there. We don't really know. All we know is what we saw. Good morning. Yes. Mm-hmm. 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 And again, I'm not. Listen. If I'm over there and I can help that guy, I'm going to. I mean, I just, I mean, that didn't make no sense what they did. So there's no excuse for that. Absolutely none. 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 Now, my problem, right? My problem when everybody else got involved who had nothing to do with that particular incident and they were throwing blows and some people took out misplaced aggression against the other race. Black and white folks did that down there the other day. They found a convenient excuse to get involved in something, start swinging, and I think that lacks a lot of class. But, yes. Yeah. I would. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Appreciate it. 860-1440 is the number here. You got, everybody, I knew what was on everybody's mind this morning. Okay. We made that. Yeah. Good morning. Mm-hmm. Well, grown mature adults. Yeah. No, they wouldn't. Mm-hmm. Get it. That's right. Get his mind right. Outstanding. Gotta take a break. We'll be back 8:26 in the morning on this Monday morning, the day after. Here's the question. Here is the main question of the day. Who's gonna get through under the boat? It should have been a bus when it said bus, but since this is the boat, who's going to be thrown under the boat? Somebody is. We'll be back.
Is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute. When you're at calls and dinner, pick up the phone and have a conversation, and the conversation is generally about the weather, and what it's like in Norway or Paris or wherever you happen to be, that happens. Are you aware of Hunter Biden putting his or Hunter Biden putting his father on speakerphone? Yeah, it happened. And then he gives the specifics there, and dinners and different meetings, and he goes into very specific ones, and a dinner in Paris with a French energy company, this speaking to zero prices, another foreign national, and it was really a Rosemont Seneca advisor stuff. Anyway, so that was the pitch, and Joe Biden was the closer. From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show. Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I love my late father-in-law, Jim. He always lit up a bit, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with others, I've learned there's an advanced form of disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. This struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA and science. For some, they're in some way. I'm looking at a good thing. For others, boring or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Even if I'm seeing the living driving at night.
years of local economy cannot be theirs. If you can dive into the ending and the sleeping hundred, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor at GA today. Learn more at GA1Group.com. That's GA1Group.com.
You know, I would tell you guys what me and Donald talked about Friday, but he swore me to secrecy, so I'm just kind of like gonna be quiet. Um, but don't if he wins and I become a cabinet member, I just want you guys don't be surprised. I'm just saying. Oh, we're hearing a lot of piece of news. The people who do you know that the white people that started the fight got a business downtown and are from Selma, and they're going to sue the city. Well, okay, let's see how that works out. Let's see how that works out. Let's go back to here. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Okay. I believe we would. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't have any problem with coming to that man's assistance when they jumped on him. I don't have, I mean no human being could that's like having a soldier buddy. You know, your soldier buddy is getting beat. If you hit one, you hit them all. So we gonna come get you. Yeah, exactly. And the guy, Now, if what this texter is texting me is true, one of the guys who started said he's going to sue. I mean, I guess, but yeah, yeah. Now, I would love to talk. Listen, I would love to talk to him. I would love to talk to him, see what was on your mind. Why would you hit a guy? I mean, what was that all about? Just move the boat. Now here's what I want to know. Did the black guy say? Did the black guy say anything to them? Somebody said he said something to him, but except move the boat. I mean, yeah, right. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Mhm. All right. Hey, appreciate it. Let me see here now. Good morning, young man. Thank you. Hold. Good morning. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, me too. Bunch of yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Exactly. And there was. And there was. Yeah. I would have. I would have. Yeah, I would have. Ain't no doubt about it. But you know, oh, there you go. We might not come home. Okay. Okay. Now, me and Trump hung out Friday, so I didn't do all that. I met the man. We good. Why don't I never have I had too much water? Now Trump did right, but Trump didn't say that tomorrow when you go down to the boat dock, let's raise hell. Yeah, I hear you. Who don't get thrown under the boat? Yeah. No, I'm talking about the big boat who's going to crush. Who's going to get thrown under the bus with the responsibility of this thing going on? Well, who? Hey, oh, Lord, it's much closer. It is. Um, it's 8:39 in the morning. Good morning on there. I'm doing fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Well, mm, mm.
What was it? Tacoma County a couple weeks ago? That's what they cut up. We didn't hear about it on the news too much. Yeah,
I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
it's nothing.
I can't tell you. I wasn't there. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's the money? Let's think about it. You want to find a way to say, all that got here with a chair. That's all he found.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I appreciate it. Let me see here. It is who's next? Right here. Good morning, you on there. You the swimmer, you the guy that jumped off the boat? That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, who's this? Yeah. I think most police present, obviously. Yeah, more police present, or that person down there ought to have some authority to immediately get the police and have your boat towed, or something like that. Yeah, because I don't. Again, I mean, you got a right to self-defense. So I don't know. But I think we needed more police down there. More policemen in that area would have stopped all of that. That would have been quelled. I mean, those guys, no matter how drunk they were, they know a policeman uniform when they see one. So we may need a couple of policemen down there, although they're already stretched thin enough as it is. But that's why they're around to stop. Uh, Hopefully, their presence will stop many things from going on that normally would go on. So, yeah, I don't. I don't know who's on the boat. I don't know who's on the boat. It looked like a pretty good mixture of black and white folks. So I don't know. I don't know. Too much water for me. I can handle a bathtub almost. Let them go on. And I don't like to go on anything that when I get ready to leave, I can just not leave. So that's why I don't be going on boats and airplanes and aircraft carriers anymore and all that stuff. Come on, who's this? Yes. All right. Good morning. Who's this? I'm doing fine. Fine. Right. Right. Well, that's true. Yeah. Hmm. Really? Mm. Now, just to be fair to the police department, stuff like that. Now, you don't really know how many policemen were down there, right? I mean, mm, mhm, 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 mhm. Well, I want to tell you somebody, right, right. Right. Well, another thing, but the most disturbing thing I've heard this morning that if there were police officers there and they did not immediately intervene, uh, that's that, I think I will. Yeah. Well, the public event was just merely the boat coming back into. Oh, on the talking about going on the boat. Oh, the amphitheater. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I think yeah. Right. Yeah, I would. Yeah, yeah. I agree. Student prizes. Yeah. Mm, mm. Gravitas. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. Gotta take my last break an hour. We come back 8:49 in the morning. We'll be right back.
Another dangerously hot day on the way with temperatures in the upper 90s, but heat indices around 110 to 115, similar to what we had yesterday. Please take it easy if you're going to be spending time outdoors today and avoid strenuous outdoor activities. Otherwise, there will be a mix of sun and clouds, and some late afternoon and evening showers and storms are possible. Additional chances for showers and storms exist all week. I think it's going to be a pretty active week overall.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Well, Montgomery, right now things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send anyone on an alternate route. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Registration for fall classes going on now at Trenton State. This is the time to get your financial aid in for it. Change your life. Call Trenton State. Today's college for tomorrow's world. Buckle up. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Call the tire experts at Chico's Auto Pros, where you'll get the price match guarantee and free extras like roadside assistance, local towing, and free balance and rotation. Chico's Auto Pros.
Research shows that successful ad campaigns share 8 characteristics. Radio is the only local media option that delivers all 8 of them. Radio reaches your potential customers close to the point of purchase. It provides local consumer interactions with emotional connections that build trust and credibility for your business. Radio is unskippable and quick. You get your message out in 24 to 48 hours, and radio is very affordable. That's why radio consistently gives you the highest return on investment, and it's also why it should always be your base media buy. Research also confirms that marketing campaigns generate even higher returns, starting at a 19% lift when they are on more than one platform. That's why Cumulus offers a variety of effective digital solutions to enhance your base radio buy. At Cumulus, we are your one-stop shop to deliver a coordinated radio and digital campaign that will get your business results. Hi, I'm Sonia Thompson, and it's my job to get your business results on News Radio 1440. To learn more about how to get started, go to newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your Business.
Hey, y'all, Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar. We're on that beautiful Alabama River where we cook up fresh seafood for you. We also got an RV park down here. Come on down here and stay a little time with us. We got pontoon boats we rent out. All you need is a driver's license, a credit card, a little common sense. And also on Sunday afternoons, we bring you some fine entertainment. This week, Pack Rat and the Men of the Swamp are here from Florida, coming on the way through. So check it all out at CapitalOysterBar.com. Check everything you need to know on there. Get down here soon. I'm hungry, y'all. We're going to have a good time Sunday.
Hey folks, this is Cassidy and Mackenzie, also known as the Wolf Girl. We have some exciting news. The warehouse relinquishment sale at the Rustic Outlet next to American Oak and More has been extended. We have added more inventory. Check out some of these deals. Kitchen islands were $9.29, now $5.99. Bar stools were $89, now $52. Nightstands were $2.99, now $125. 6-foot kitchen table was $6.19, now just $3.69. King size bed was $13.39, now $6.39. King size bedroom suite was $29.39, now $15.17. 6-foot TV console was $6.99, now $4.28. 5-piece wall unit was $2,049, now $1,065. Check it out online at AmericanOpenMore.com under the Warehouse Sale tab or on Facebook. Hurry, these deals won't last long. Shop the Rustic Furniture Outlet next to American Open More on Wetumpka Highway, just south of the River Bridge.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackle. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I'm at Good Feet. I'm so glad those are sports in my shoes.
Come see us in Montgomery at 7341 East Chase Parkway or at goodfeet.com.
He is the voice of the conservative movement. Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 14. Depend on.
It is 8:54 this Monday morning. We'll conversation about a lot of things, but mainly only one thing this morning. And that's what happened this weekend, and hopefully we will not have a return to that show. 860-1440, the number you want to use, call or talk to, whichever on your mind. Got a couple minutes left. Good morning. Good morning. You on there? Yes. Pretty good. I think more policemen. That's all. You got to have more. Right. But the solution was there. It seemed as though they didn't, according to what I'm hearing, the police did not get actively involved until it got actively bad. Yeah. Well, now that sometimes they do. Good morning. Who's this? All right. Yes, sir. Good morning. Yeah. 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 All right. Good morning. You on there? Morning. All right. All right. Let's see if I can take one more in. Good morning on there. Yes. Okay then. I'll take one more right quick. Hey, quickly, you got 30 seconds. Morning. Well, no, no, you wouldn't. No. Yeah. Well, of course we got. Yeah. Yeah. I can't tell you, but I gotta go. It has been an interesting morning. We'll be back tomorrow to get what's that's the same. You guys be good. If you smoke, don't drink. If you drink, don't smoke. No, that's drive. If you drive, don't drink. You drink. Yeah, you know what I mean. We'll be back.